Limos, lowriders, lords, and more. Welcome to the Junkyard Joust, everybody. I'm Aaron Yonda. Here's a look at today's 5 teams that will be competing to try to make it to the main event. Let's head into the garage for a closer look. The Incinerators have a brand new lineup and they're ready to burn down the competition. We haven't seen the Shred Heads for a while, but they are back with an all-new team ready to do it again. Sweet and Low got a nice new lineup of lowriders, and they are pretty sweet cars. Sponsored by Chicken Rings, Onion Wings, the Thunderlords are back. Only one returning car, 4 new ones, including a controversial bike. And here they are, Unlimited Power. All limos all the time. Out in the junkyard, looks like Sweet and Low are having a little car show.
Look,
Got a Klingon checking under the hood of that Suburban, and Baby Cookie's talking to the owner.
I just got out of the bar, and there was a stray dog. And Mickey Rourke said, I dare you to go jump on that dog back.
Eventually, you do plan on having jousting on your Junkyard Joust, right?
There will be jousting. Round 1, Rally Speciale starting us off with the Shred Heads, sponsored by DYW Production Labs. Nice to see the Shred Heads back. Unlimited Power starting off the Ford Excursion, 102 grams, sponsored by Chicken Rings. Ford Excursion slams into place. Not a huge hit, but nice and locked in now. 93 Nissan D21 Custom Pickup for Sweet and Low, sponsored by Chicken Rings. The pickup bounces off the back of the Ford Excursion and goes back down the track a bit. From the same line as the Iron Man bike, it's the Captain America bike, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. Unlike what we saw the Iron Man bike do on occasion, Captain America does not go off the track to safety. First up for the Incinerators, the 77 Plymouth Arrow, sponsored by Dr. Gonzo. A massive hit to the Captain America bike, and it does the trademark recovery that these bikes are known for. Hits a height of 7 on the way there, makes a light little bounce, and lands it. Exactly what the Thunderlords wanted from this bike. Spinebuster up second for the Shred Heads, sponsored by Farty Marty. Spinebuster has just enough oomph to pull the over easy on the Plymouth Arrow. Flips it over upside down and out. First elimination of this match. Time for another limo, the Presidential Limousine, sponsored by PriceX Private Parts. The limo wrestles Spinebuster off the track. Nice recovery by Spinebuster off of a different limo. And the Klingon somehow stays on board in that dangerous position. Limo almost escapes the track completely. Great hit and a nice exit. Up now, the 57 Chevy Suburban Lowrider. The Suburban piles into its teammate and does no damage, which I guess is good. Goes curbside though. About to take a hit from the Mighty Thor, sponsored by Sean and Patrick Hogan. Up and over the Suburban goes, and sideways. Almost takes down that Klingon, barely avoids it. Tries to make a recovery, but can't do it. The Camaro Z28 for the Incinerators, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover. Camaro slams hard into Thor and tries to push Thor underneath that pickup. No luck. Turbine Sublime, sponsored by Chorgoth the Infinite Horror. Turbine Sublime cannot get under the Camaro, and the cars are starting to pile up. A big hit here could cause some serious damage. Turns out there's a limo coming down. Airport Limousine, sponsored by Chome, with Mr. Bean. Airport Limousine does a little damage, not as much as I expected. In fact, rights the Suburban, and so takes down one of the Sweet and Low team, but then rights another one. Next up, the 75 Chevy Monte Carlo, sponsored by Brendan Walsh, going down with that front up. Maybe an attempt to create a ramp, but unfortunately not very stable, hitting the back of the limo and almost going sideways. I don't think that's going to work. That could have been a bad mistake. Big hit now from the Hulk coming down, sponsored by Miskatonic Automotive Club. The Hulk slams into the Monte Carlo, knocks it off the track, and it flips right over because of the extended wheels. Sweet and Low should have kept it low, and now that car is done. Blown Camaro up next, sponsored by Reaper EOD. Blown Camaro pushes the Hulk forward down the track, got that airport limo off, but the limousine with those doors open is nice and stable. Rollin' Solo for the Shred Head, sponsored by Jedi. Rolling solo takes out the blown Camaro, tosses it up on top of the Hulk, sticks it in the pile. Tough break for the Incinerators. We saw this car way back in Season 1 on the Sunrunners. It's Limousine, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. A plunging hit from the Limousine, rolling solo, flipping all over the place, out of sight. Blown Camaro makes a recovery somehow from that. Rolling solo hits a 5, and does it land it? It looked like it probably made a recovery. Yep, it sure did, knocked a bunch of fences down. Despite the fury of that hit, nobody eliminated, and Troy actually managed to stay in the limo. 57 Chevy Bel Air, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. The Bel Air pushes into the line, a little bit of action, but no more eliminations. Not very many eliminations at all so far in this round. We got a real fight going. Captain Marvel, sponsored by Pick Your Sticker. Captain Marvel hits a tough-to-break line, can't do it, backs it up. Silver Bullet is back, not as silver as it used to be, sponsored by Judy Collins. Silver Bullet slides underneath Captain Marvel, knocks it up in the air and over. A nice takedown right there, gets underneath the limo, goes completely under the Bel Air. Captain Marvel hitting a height of 5 on her way to a different galaxy. A nice hit by the Bullet. Group C Fantasy, sponsored by Emo Dingo. Group C Fantasy starts a pile-up on the track, a stack of cars. Commander Troy's got to be a little worried about this. Here comes a big hit, too, from the Cadillac Escalade, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. The Escalade has the back doors open, not as speedy maybe as it used to be, but much more stable. Group C Fantasy pretty much eliminated on that hit, and the pile grows taller. 61 Impala for Sweet and Low, sponsored by Ripash. The Impala hits a wall, the back of the Escalade not budging. Bel Air gets pushed up a little bit from that though, close to a 45-degree angle. The infamous Spider Machine, sponsored by Tim the Bear Neal. Spider Machine blows underneath the Impala and Cookie goes flying all over the place. Impala stays level for the moment. Cookie lands over by Mr. Bean, covered and protected by a bunch of cars. I'm not sure that's protection if they fall on her. Rapid Transit, sponsored by Sicken. Spider Machine advances down the track on that hit, but no eliminations, and that was the final car of round 1. And we might have just had a record low number of eliminations for a qualifier. Only 5 eliminations, and there they are, Sweet and Low taking the most damage. Taking a look at the aftermath, Unlimited Power did not lose a limo. Shredheads, Thunderlords, and Incinerators each lost 1. Sweet and Low lost 2. Round 2, we're starting off with the big ones. Ford Excursion for Unlimited Power. The Excursion shoots into place. Tough to get a big vehicle like this off the track. Blown Camaro just bounces off of it back down the track a ways. Rally Speciale, nice takedown of the blown Camaro, throws it up in the air and it cannot recover. Shredhead's getting a nice takedown there, hits a 5 on the way. The Captain America bike gets a takedown. Rally Speciale knocked off and upside down. You would not have seen that from the Iron Man bike. A little bit more heft to this thing or something. The Chevy Bel Air relocates Captain America off the track, but no problem recovering there. The presidential limousine bends the Bel Air off the track. Excursion refuses to leave, and now we got 2 limos lined up. A fantastic undercut from Silver Bullet right there, and the airport limousine is thrown from the track almost completely. Somehow it keeps stable, and Silver Bullet goes curbside. Spinebuster smashes into the pile, and the Bel Air goes over. That is going to be another loss for Sweet and Low. Meanwhile, Silver Bullet hangs out on top of Spinebuster. Thor knocks a couple cars around, not able to eliminate any of them. Nice recovery by Spinebuster. Chevy Suburban piles into place after a miracle recovery last round. Huge hit from Airport Limousine, and the Excursion finally pops out. Thor managing to get under it, but it did not go over. Mr. Bean somehow staying in that limo. And there goes Mr. Bean popping out of the limo with that turkey in his head. Flips around a little bit. Excursion finally slides off most of the way. Turbine Sublime tries a takedown on the Camaro, but the Camaro makes a nice flip over, lands on top of Rally Speciale. Turbine Sublime goes flying after a nice hit from Spider Machine. Spider Machine getting underneath that airport limousine. Turbine Sublime, though, look at that recovery. Cookie spills out and avoids getting crushed by the limo. 61 Impala gets some good action. Actually flips the Excursion over. The Ford Excursion has flipped over. That'll be the first elimination for the limos. And that airport limo's close, too. A big push from Limousine. Commander Troy staying put somehow. Spider Machine gets underneath the Suburban. Rapid Transit cannot move the line. Goes curbside. And what a move by Roland Solo. Rapid Transit pushed up and goes right over, bounces off Captain America. Troy goes flying out of the other limo just in time. I think she was trying to get away before that bus crushed her. Hits a 5 as it pops over and off. Bust down for the incinerators. Hulk attempts to smash, almost gets the limo over. Roland Solo, nice little recovery there, but still on the track. Ooh, the Cadillac Escalade is too powerful for its own good. Takes down its fellow limousine, but also takes down Roland Solo. So not all bad. That was the final car of round 2. 7 eliminations in that round, a sight more than the first one. Let's take a look at the aftermath. 2 limos out in that round. That'll put them a little more even to everybody else. Shredhead's down to 2 along with Sweet and Low. Thunderlord's looking good at 4. Incinerators also at 2. Thunderlords will start us off for round 3 with the Captain America bike. The bike slips and slides, goes sideways off of Evil Weevil. That was strange, and now it is sideways on the track. You wouldn't think it'll stay like that after it takes a hit. And there you go, Airport Limousine smashes it off the track. It flips around and makes a recovery over by the crates. Got a little close to those crates. Good thing it didn't get hung up. The Camaro locks the Airport Limousine down to the end of the track. 2-car line so far. The Camaro gets underneath the Airport Limousine on a good hit from the Suburban, and that limo is very close to 45 right now. Mr. Bean somehow staying put. Spinebuster forces the Suburban on top of the Camaro just a little bit. Thor tosses Spinebuster up and off the track upside down, hits a 5 on the way there. Elimination for the Shredheads, that was a good car for them. That Suburban tries to escape, can't quite get away. Nice hit for Thor. Oh, a massive explosion from the presidential limousine, and look at this, we have a
triple takedown.
Thor, the Camaro, and the Suburban all taken out, and that is going to help the limos get to the main event. 1 car for each of 3 of the remaining teams. Silver Bullet attempts revenge on the presidential limousine, but gets all the way underneath it, and then drives up on top of its teammate, the Camaro. It gets stuck when the limo falls back on top of it. You see how that pans out. The Impala shoots the airport limousine off to safety. Silver Bullet not quite out of that mess yet. Ooh, a nice takedown by Turbine Sublime, and now Lowriders are in deep trouble. That was their final vehicle in this match. If that thing doesn't get flipped back upright again, they're done. The Hulk pretty much finishes off the Impala, and it looks like Lowriders had some bad luck, and they're going to be out of this match. If one more team gets eliminated, then the match is over. Cadillac Escalade takes down the Hulk, another elimination. This would be a short match if it only goes 3 rounds, but we've seen that before. No takedowns from Spider Machine on that hit. The limo making a nice balancing escape. And even though there were 6 eliminations in that round, the match is not over yet. There's our eliminations. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Unlimited Power still at 3. They are looking good right now. Shredhead's down to 1. Sweet and Low is out. The Thunderlords lost 2. They're at 2. Incinerators down to 1. Round 4, here we go. Starting off with Unlimited Power. Still anybody's match, but the limos certainly have the best chance of moving on right now. Captain America slams the limo and wobbles a little bit, but does not fall over. Silver Bullet plows under every car on the track, and wait a minute, Captain America is sideways. That hit from Silver Bullet props it against the side of the track, the perfect takedown, but will it stay like that? Turbine Sublime takes a shot at the limo, can't get it out. Silver Bullet up towards the front. Captain America does not move. A huge wallop from the presidential limo, and look at this. Mr. Bean flipped into the sky off of Silver Bullet. It was almost like a kick, and Mr. Bean makes it to a level 11 on the height chart. Incredible. The presidential limousine has been devastating. Took out the airport limousine and Silver Bullet. Mr. Bean flying just about as high as anything ever has in the junkyard. That was a double takedown, and it might have just sealed the fate of the incinerators. Baby Cookie leaps out of the Spider Machine before it makes contact. Spider Machine tries to take out a limo, can't do it, and now Captain America is more sideways, the limo slapping it down even farther. So much for the invincibility of those bikes.
Off the wall.
The Escalade takes a shot at Spider Machine, trying to knock Thunderlords out of this qualifier. Not able to do it. Spider Machine recovers, and that is going to save the Thunderlords from elimination in the qualifiers. They got close. That's going to do it. We've got our 3 teams who will be moving on. 3 eliminations in that round, and you can credit the presidential limo with 2 of them. Limos are going to have to be careful not to take each other out in future matches. Unlimited Power ended up with 2. Shredheads and Thunderlords stayed in it with 1 each. Close call for Incinerators, but we'll see them again. Top score was Unlimited Power. They will get the bonus action for this match. There are your winners. A lot of great action in that match and some surprises. Coming up next time, Graveyard Smash and Dead and Gone have combined their teams to make an interesting new team. They're going to be facing off against Jet Streak and Magic Kingdom. If you would like to sponsor a car or support more episodes of this show, go to patreon.com/junkyardjoust. There are benefits to being a patron. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on The Joust.